Hello?
Hey Alyssa, it's Maria. I have an essay due tomorrow and I have no clue what to do.
Okay, don't panic. I'll be right there. Hey, I'm here.
I don't understand anything.
Well, just drop it and I'll come help you.
Thanks.
Alright, the first thing you need to do is pick a topic. The items you choose to compare must have some sort of relevance to each other. For example, you could compare two milk brands to see which one is the best option. Or you could compare jewelry, for instance, to see which you should buy. You couldn't, though, compare the sound a guitar makes to how high a bird can fly. There's no relevance there. So, do you get it? How about you pick a topic?
Okay, that kind of makes sense now. I guess I have been planning my 16th birthday party, and I'm having a hard time deciding whether I want to hold it at the dance hall or at the outdoor garden. I can compare these two, and it would help me make my decision.
Very good. Let's do that. First, you need to create a list and brainstorm what you're really looking for when deciding where you want to hold this dance.
Well, I'm considering the possibilities of bad weather, the number of people each will hold, and also the price of each and evening.
Great, so you've already created your list. When writing an essay, it is always best to have some type of list or organized outline. Comparison writing can be organized in either a block pattern or an alternating pattern. We can create each of these and decide which will make writing your essay easiest. First, we'll try a block pattern. Here's the setup. Your first point should always be your introduction. In an introduction, you want to tell your readers the position or what you find to be best already so that it grabs their attention. But since we don't know quite yet where you want to hold your dance, we'll just leave some space for that. Now that you have your introduction written, your second point should be specific points on dance hall. So, then, underneath that, first you said you wanted to look at weather, correct? So, you'd write down what's good or bad about the dance hall when it comes to weather.
Oh, well, it would be a major advantage to have my party indoors in case of rain, wind, or just cold weather.
That's true. So, we can put down here good protection in case of bad weather. Next, you said you wanted to look at the amount of people the dance hall or outdoors would hold. So, when looking at the dance hall, how many people could the dance hall hold?
Well, I have about 100 guests I would like to invite, but I've had to make some cuts to the list because the dance hall can only fit about 75 people.
That's definitely a drawback to having it at the dance hall. So, now, on our last point, let's look at the price.
Okay, for one evening at the dance hall, I would have to pay like $150.
Now, you've completed the first part of your outline about the dance hall. Now you need to look at specific points on the garden.
Oh, okay. Well, unlike the indoor or dance hall, if there were inclement weather, I would have to cancel. The outdoor garden, though, could hold all of my guests I originally wanted to invite, plus more. The price I would have to pay for one night would be like $170.
now you've created an outline. But before you make a final decision, we should look at another organizational method called alternating. You use the same information you did in your first outline, but instead, you first start with an introduction, then you follow with the main point of weather. And then under weather, you compare the dance hall and then the outdoor garden. And then your next point will be the amount of people each will hold. Under that will be your dance hall and your outdoor garden. Finally, you'll look at the price of each location, of the dance hall and of the outdoor garden. You always want to be consistent when writing. Once you've figured out your position, you need to write that in your introduction. So, now it's time to decide.
Well, I would have to say the dance hall has overall better qualities than the outdoor garden.
I'd have to agree. So now, you need to revise this outline. You need to decide what is most important and what is least important and write it in that order. Usually when you write a long essay, you want to use the alternating organization pattern. You could also consider using analogies. An analogy is a type of comparison that compares one or more similarities that have nothing in common to get a point across. If you decide to use an analogy, make sure that your readers will be able to understand it. It must be creative and short and to the point. Now that you've written an outline and considered the use of analogies, you're ready to plan and write your first draft. Make sure you know whom your audience is and the purpose your essay serves. Right on!
Here is a good chart you should follow when planning and writing your comparison essay.
Refer to an example of a comparison essay, Different Shifts, Different Actions by Claire Mutter, beginning on page 162 in your Strategies for Successful Writing book, and complete these discussion questions.
Here are some questions to consider before, during, and after you've written your comparison essay.